Saya pernah berada di ruangan-ruangan di puncak, di mana album-album didoakan secara jahat. Musik didoakan secara jahat. Itu menyebar ke seluruh dunia, ke stasiun-stasiun radio, ke publik. Dan ketika Anda melihat hal-hal itu dan mengetahuinya, itu menakutkan.
Apa maksud Anda dengan itu, Sane? Didoakan secara jahat.
Ritual, upacara untuk memberikan cahaya kepada iblis, kepada setan. Itu adalah industri musik yang jahat. Jika Anda melihat seperti apa musik saat ini, industri saat ini, dari semua Sam Smith hingga para Doja Cat hingga Beyonce, mereka sangat jahat. Itu tidak dapat dipercaya. Dan kita tidak bisa, itu ada di depan kita. Itu adalah sesuatu yang membuat kita berpikir, oh, itu hanya musik. Tetapi sebenarnya tidak. Itu benar-benar telah menguasai dunia, menguasai anak-anak kita, dan menguasai segala sesuatu yang terjadi pada masa krisis dunia.
This why Cardi B had a baby with Stephon Diggs. And I bring that situation because it's no, hold on. And I'm gonna tell you. No, hold on. I'm gonna tell you.
I don't want to bring Cardi B and Stephon Diggs into this.
No, but I'm gonna tell you
I'm
why.
a huge fan. Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Me too.
Right?
All right, let's make it clear. I'm a huge fan.
Now I'm gonna tell you why. They said Stephon Diggs, right? And this is the rumor. I'm not saying these facts, but this is the rumor. Quavo's girl was Sweetie, right? They said Offset slept with Sweetie. That's why the Migos fell out.
Is that real? Okay, once again.
Nah. Let me say this. Let me say this.
I ain't got nothing to do with
Right.
it.
So,
Charleston stepping out of this one too. I should already talk.
all right, so
Below
listen
my
to me.
pay grade.
So listen to me.
Below or
but people
above?
gonna try to joke about it and the Vader thing. Those are rats. The game is full of rats. If you sleep with your homie girl, that's rat material.
Nah, I'm done rapping.
Ain't no version on that.
Nah, I ain't doing none of that. I'm done with it. I still get more money than rappers. No disrespect. I make rappers.
Yeah.
We get money together. I say that humbly. We make money together. But I'm done with rapping. Ain't no need for me rap.
It's a strong dude, yo. I know Duke. You know what I'm saying? He's real strong. So when it was like he got shot, I was just more like, again? You know what I'm saying? He always getting shot or shot at. He gonna pull through this one again, make a few records about it, and it's gonna be over. You know what I'm saying? But when he died, I was just like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Kind of took me by. I mean, even though we was going through our drama, I would never wish death on nobody. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't no coming back from that.
This individual is reaching out, asking if Mr. Demons is good, after he's been tagged in multiple social media posts about this this shooting. And Mr. Demons responds very succinctly, I did that. Shh. Ladies and gentlemen, at the conclusion of the evidence, the state is confident that you will find the defendant guilty as charged of the first-degree murder of Christopher Thomas and Anthony Williams. Thank you.
So I wanted to do this interview personally because you get a bad rap sometimes. So many people say, you know, Birdman is this and Birdman, you don't speak. So sometimes if you don't address the rumor becomes the truth. So in this day and time, you know, I wanted to come out and
But can I tell you how I personally feel about that?
Uh-huh.
I don't give a fuck.
About a week ago, not today, but about a week ago, someone said something that stopped people cold. I sold my soul, and I haven't been happy ever since. It sounded crazy, dramatic, maybe even like a joke. But then people started connecting dots. Because this wasn't the first artist to say something like that. And it definitely wouldn't be the last. From rappers joking about million-dollar soul deals, to albums packed with occult symbols, to careers that exploded overnight and collapsed just as fast. The same themes keep showing up again and again. Is it all just metaphor, marketing, shock value? Or are some of these artists hinting at something darker behind the scenes? Tonight, we're not here to prove anything. We're here to follow the patterns and let you decide what they really mean. And it all starts with a transformation that left fans genuinely unsettled. When Playboi Carti dropped Whole Lotta Red in 2020, the music wasn't the most controversial part of the release. It was everything else. The vampire fits, the upside-down crosses, the stage performances that felt less like concerts and more like rituals. Carti didn't just switch sounds, he switched identities. The album pulled heavily from gothic horror films like The Lost Boys, creating a dark, aggressive atmosphere that felt completely foreign to mainstream hip-hop at the time. Fans weren't just listening, they were watching closely. And that's when the theories started. People noticed how Cardi moved on stage, screaming, convulsing, drenched in red lighting, wearing horned hoodies. Some fans claimed his energy felt inhuman. Others joked he looked possessed. Then came the demon theories. One name kept popping up: Murmur, a supposed entity believed by conspiracy circles to be passed down through certain artist lineages, specifically those connected to Lil Wayne's camp. It sounded wild, until screenshots of Cardi's neck tattoos began circulating. What looked like a satanic symbol sparked genuine panic. Some fans accused him of openly worshipping dark forces. Others defended him, saying it was just punk rock rebellion, nothing more than aesthetic. Even Kanye West, who worked with Cardi on Go to the Moon, allegedly referenced Cardi's dark imagery in cryptic ways that only fueled speculation. And Cardi's fans? They leaned all the way in, calling themselves vampires, dressing the part, treating the darkness like a badge of honor. Was it all just branding, or was Cardi signaling something deeper? That debate never settled. But what made things even stranger was that Cardi never directly explained it. Others, however, weren't so subtle. If Playboi Carti left things open to interpretation, 6699 kicked the door off the hinges. In 2018, at the height of his fame, Tekashi 6699 tweeted something that sent conspiracy circles into meltdown. He claimed his soul was worth $7.5 million just like that. Most people laughed it off. After all, this was 6ix9ine, the king of trolling. Shock value was his entire brand, but the timing made people uneasy. That number wasn't random, it matched his record deal. Fans interpreted it as more than a joke. To them, it sounded like a confession wrapped in sarcasm, a way of saying, "I signed my life away." And then everything unraveled. The RICO case, the courtroom testimony, turning on former associates to save himself. To conspiracy theorists, this wasn't just self-preservation, it was payment, a deal being enforced, both by the industry and the streets he once aligned with. The fallout was brutal. IRS raids, luxury cars seized and auctioned, a reported 94% drop in net worth. At one point, his once flashy empire was reduced to a fraction of its former value. Online, the verdict was ruthless. No soul left, just clout. Whether supernatural or not, one thing was clear: the price of his rise was astronomical. But while 6699's story played out in public collapse, the next one ended in silence. Young Dolph's name still sends chills through conspiracy circles, not because of what he said, but because of what happened. In 2021, Dolph released an album titled Paper Route Illuminati. That alone was enough to spark speculation. But fans quickly noticed something else: numbers. The album debuted at number 22. The release year carried symbolic weight. And the lyrics? They felt uncomfortably self-aware. Dolph rapped openly about sacrifice, about the cost of success, even questioning whether giving yourself up for fame leads somewhere dark. Then came the detail that split opinions completely. Young Dolph had turned down a $22 million record deal. He chose independence over industry backing. To some, that made him a symbol of resistance. To others, it painted a target on his back. When Dolph was gunned down in Memphis later that year, theories exploded. The date, the location, the lyrics that suddenly sounded like warnings. Some fans believed it was street violence, plain and simple. Others believed the album title wasn't metaphorical at all, and that rejecting powerful forces came with consequences. Memphis honored Dolph by renaming a street in his memory. But the questions never left. And just when the theories couldn't get any darker, they took a turn into the unreal. What if an artist didn't sell their soul, but lost their life entirely? That's the idea behind the Eminem clone theory, one of hip-hop's most disturbing conspiracies. Believers claim the real Marshall Mathers disappeared sometime around 2006, possibly due to an OD, and that what we see now is a replacement, a clone, a body double, version 2.0. The evidence, according to theorists, is everywhere. Post-2006 interviews where Eminem seems to freeze or stare blankly. Changes in jaw structure, a deeper, rougher voice. Clips from interviews circulate constantly, zoomed in on eye twitches and awkward pauses that fans call glitches. Then there's the music. References to control, New World Order symbolism, album covers featuring the all-seeing eye. Other artists have added fuel to the fire: Tom MacDonald, B.O.B., even Eminem himself, who's repeatedly referenced selling his soul metaphorically in relation to fame and industry pressure. Skeptics say it's age, sobriety, and stress. Believers say the real Slim Shady never made it past his peak. And while Eminem's theory lives in the surreal, the next artist turned the idea of a devil's deal into a literal storyline. If any artist's life felt like a battle between light and darkness, it was DMX. Unlike others on this list, X didn't just hint at a deal. He wrote an entire trilogy about it, the Damien Saga. Beginning with It's Dark and Hell is Hot, DMX tells a story about meeting a figure he believes is an angel, only to realize it's the devil. A deal is made, fame is granted, and the cost becomes unavoidable. The line that haunts fans to this day: "You sold me your soul when you didn't say no." Across multiple albums, the story continues. Damien returns, ownership is claimed, and DMX fights, desperately, to break free. What made it terrifying was how closely the music mirrored real life. Addiction, legal trouble, inner torment. X prayed publicly before shows, begging God to keep darkness away. Fans believe the trilogy was never finished, that one final chapter was meant to exist. When DMX passed in 2021 from an OD, the music felt less like fiction and more like a warning. But while DMX framed the struggle as spiritual, the next figure is accused of something far more calculated. No conversation about hip-hop conspiracies is complete without Diddy. The accusations surrounding him aren't about hand signs or lyrics. They're about patterns. It started early. In 1991, a stampede at a charity basketball event he promoted left 9 people gone. His career skyrocketed soon after. To conspiracy theorists, this wasn't coincidence, it was the beginning. Then came the 1999 club incident, Shine going to prison. The deaths of Biggie and Tupac, both repeatedly tied back to Diddy through decades of speculation. Former bodyguard Gene Deal has claimed events around Diddy felt sacrificial in nature. A documentary even alleged an animal sacrifice performed before a court verdict. Fast forward to recent years, and the accusations intensify. Lawsuits, raids, alleged freak-off events. Even tragedies connected to people close to him have been pulled into the conspiracy web. Diddy denies everything, completely. But as investigations stack up, believers see him not as a participant, but as a gatekeeper. And while some artists deny the darkness, others openly wear it. Few artists have embraced controversy like Lil Uzi Vert. The centerpiece of the theory? A $24 million pink diamond surgically implanted into their forehead, placed directly over the third eye. To fans, it was fashion. To theorists, it was symbolism on steroids. During a Rolling Loud performance, the diamond was reportedly torn out during crowd surfing. The injury required surgery. Conspiracy circles called it backlash, rejection, but the diamond was just the beginning. Uzi has repeatedly joked and not joked about selling their soul. Collaborations with Marilyn Manson, gothic visuals, vampire themes, and an album titled Eternal Atake all fed the narrative. When accused of Satanism, Uzi's response was simple: "I'm trying to turn into a diamond, literal or metaphorical." The transformation was complete. And yet, above all of them, one name towers over the conspiracy world. Jay-Z is the final boss of hip-hop Illuminati theories. The diamond hand sign, lyrics referencing Lucifer, music videos packed with skulls, goats, and occult imagery. Other rappers have accused him directly: Prodigy, MC Hammer, even diss tracks portraying the devil chasing Jay through fame. Jay mocks the theories publicly, but his empire keeps growing. And to believers, success on that level doesn't come without a cost. Then there's Kanye, the only artist here who addressed the accusation head-on. "I sold my soul to the devil. That's a crappy deal." He later said it was metaphor, but the imagery followed him everywhere. Power, Apesht, fallen angels, Horus chains. After his mother's passing, conspiracy theories exploded. Some believe that was the true price. Others believe his public breakdowns are him fighting back, trying to expose the system that built him. Jesus walks to chaos. Is Kanye breaking free or paying what's owed? So what does all this really mean? Are these artists confessing or performing? Are these symbols warnings or marketing tools? Is selling your soul just another way to describe the cost of fame? Maybe the real deal isn't supernatural at all. Maybe it's privacy, mental health, identity, or maybe some patterns are too consistent to ignore. You've seen the stories. Now it's your call. What do you think is really going on?